this episode of Kim in the Kitchen. Today we're going to be making sausage balls, which is one of my very favorites and one of my girls' favorites. So what you will need today for this recipe is 1 pound of sausage of your choice. I use Tennessee Pride, but it's up to you. Use whatever you like. I also, if you don't have hot sausage, you can add 1 tablespoon of crushed red pepper flakes. That just gives it a little bit of spice. That's totally optional. You don't have to. We like ours a little hot, so we're going to add that in. I use a half of a container of cream cheese. I use 2 cups of freshly grated Sharp Cheddar, and then I use 2.5 cups of Bisquick mix. And that is what we need for this recipe, and we're gonna get going. Okay guys, so I have all of my goodies ready to get started. I want you to go ahead and preheat your oven to 375. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my front eye to about medium, and then we're gonna go ahead and open up our sausage and put it in your pan. I will give you a tidbit. I always wash my sausage package before I open it because you kind of cut into it and I don't want those germs in there. So I always open that up, put that down in my pan, and get that started. Get all that sausage off of there. You want all that yummy goodness, okay? And then while this is getting started, this is when I'm gonna go ahead and put my 1 tablespoon of red pepper flakes. So we'll measure that out. Okay, 1 tablespoon. Sprinkle that in. Okay, and then I have a, I don't know, smasher, meat smasher. If you don't have one of these, oh my gosh, it is the best thing since sliced bread. It helps so much to be able to break up all of those big pieces of sausage and like hamburger meat that you don't want to bite into. So it's a good buy. If you have access to one, you should definitely use it. So we're gonna go ahead and cook this. It's gonna take a few minutes for the sausage to get done. And so we're gonna cook the sausage, and when it gets ready, then we'll add our other ingredients in. Alrighty guys, our sausage is good and cooked all the way through. We got it nice and crumbled up. Now we're gonna go ahead and add all of our other ingredients into the pot. First, I like to put the cream cheese because you wanna leave that eye on for just a second so we can melt that cream cheese down. So we'll go ahead and get that cooked in really good. This just makes the biscuits a little more creamier. And I just like it. It's just a preference of mine. My mom makes sausage balls all the time and did when I was little, and she's never used it, but I personally like it. So you can try it with or without. If you do try it without though, just remember to take some of the Bisquick off of it. Maybe just half a cup. Just use 2 cups instead of 2.5 cups. Okay, now that that's almost melted, we're gonna go in and put in our 2 cups of shredded Sharp Cheddar Cheese. And I leave my eye on while I'm melting this cheese. It just helps everything melt, and then you can turn it off once your cheese is melted. I find that shredding your own cheese, the cheese melts easier. You're more than welcome to use pre-shredded packaged cheese. I just find that this is a better alternative than the other. Now we're gonna go on, now that that's all good and melted, I'm gonna go in and add my 2.5 cups of Bisquick and stir that in. And it's gonna be a little bit of a booger. You're just gonna have to be careful and go nice and slow. I promise all of it will get incorporated, but just go nice and slow. You can even turn your eye up a little bit more so that cheese stays good and melted. And spill it like I do everything else, you know, because we're homemade cooking again. with homemade cooking, it sure would be nice to have a cleanup crew, but you know, most moms do not have one of those. I know I don't. Okay, and once you get all of that incorporated, then we're gonna move back over to my big counter and we're gonna make the sausage ball part of it, okay? Okay guys, we have all of that incorporated good for ready to make our sausage balls. Also, I wanted to give y'all an update on that apple bread we made on our first video. I'm not sure if you caught the first video. If you didn't, I'll put the link down below. But my girls enjoyed it, they loved it, and so did my husband. So if you're interested in apple bread, please look that video up. Okay guys, we have everything ready to be scooped out and put on the pan so they'll be ready to go in the oven for the sausage balls. I also wanted to say I use a cookie scoop. They're just a small, like an ice cream scoop, makes them a little bit easier to get out. My mama does not. She rolls hers by hand. That's perfectly fine. She likes hers smaller. I like mine a little bit on the larger side. So you guys do yours however you would like. Just know that if you do them a little bit larger, it is going to take them a little longer to cook. So let's go ahead and get that going. I'm going to make all the little sausage balls, put them on the pan. And you can put these pretty close together. They're not gonna spread out too much, other than they're just gonna get kind of a little bit taller, but they won't spread too much. And even if they do, they will not stick together because I've literally bumped them up right next to each other on the pan, depending on how big of pans you have. And this makes a pretty good bit of sausage balls. This is really good for parties. Like 4th of July is coming up. This would be a good little snack to take for a 4th of July party. Or we like to do these around Christmas time at my house. They're super yummy in the wintertime too. I've even made them as big as regular sausage and biscuits for my girls to make for breakfast in the morning for school. So it's just up to you, however you want to do. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get these done. And I'll see you guys back here in just a second before we put them in the oven. I went ahead and got all of them all nice and neat on the pan. This recipe that I use in my pans and with the cookie scoop, we're ending up making about 48. I usually can get about 60, just depends. So I do have a little bit left, so I'm gonna make a few more pans, or at least one more pan. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in my preheated oven. I preheated it to 375. It takes about, I say between 15 and 20 minutes. I'm bad at saying that kind of stuff because I know by the smell of them, because my mom has made them for a million years for me. And so when she was making them at her house, I would even know when they're ready. So, but somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes, you're just gonna wanna check them because you want them nice and golden brown on top. So we'll go ahead and put these in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, okay? Okay, we're gonna wait for those guys to cook, and then when we come back in a bit, you are gonna see us taste test them. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. We're about halfway through and they are looking super yummy. Guys, they're smelling yummy. They're almost ready. All right, guys, our first batch of sausage balls are done and they smell amazing. Let me pull them out. I'm gonna go ahead and get those out of the oven, and then I'm gonna put my other set in, and then we'll be ready to go. And oh my goodness, so yummy. Would you just look at those? Okay, we're gonna put that next set in. And remember, between 15 and 20 minutes, just depends on your oven. Okay guys, we got those sausage balls out of the oven, and I let them cool for a bit because they were super, super hot. I'm gonna share these with my little furry friends, and if you'll watch the end of this video, I'll introduce you to my furry friends that I live with, because I forgot to tell you about them yesterday. So let's taste a bite of these nice sausage balls. They're so rich and creamy. They're gonna be so good. The girls are gonna love them. I'm so happy that y'all joined me for this episode. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you have something that you would like to see me make, comment down below. Also, you can follow me on my Instagram, and I'll have that link below. Remember, I'm gonna link the apple bread, so if you're interested in making it and you haven't seen that video, you can go back and watch it now. Thanks so much. Have a great day, guys. I told you guys I would introduce you to my furry friends. First of all, this is my grandbaby dog, Jolene, my oldest daughter's baby. Then I have Brett. Come here, Brett. Then Brett is my youngest daughter's dog. And then we have my fat girl, Darby. That's mine and Shane's dog. So we're gonna share our yummy sausage balls with them. I don't usually give them sausage balls, but you know, sometimes they have to have a treat. So we'll give them each a little nibble. I think it passed her approval. Oh yeah, it definitely passed hers. All right, and I'm gonna give her a bite too. Is that okay, girls? I think they like it. All right, guys, thanks. Remember, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video of Kim in the Kitchen.